Hey, what up y'all, it's me, your boy, Lil D, coming at you from the den with another nursing video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about nursing money. I'm going to be pulling out all the receipts. I show you what I started off as a CNA back in 2013, down to what I made right before I became a nurse, and then I'm going to tell you what I started off as a new grad nurse and what that difference was in pay. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe. I post nursing related videos 1 to 2 times a week, usually somewhere on a Tuesday or Wednesday and then on a Saturday or Sunday. But if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do that now. But yeah, let's get into it. So when we're all first getting into nursing, we're really wondering, and we want someone to be truthful with us, but what does a nurse make? And what's the difference between what a CNA makes and what a nurse makes? Okay, let's be honest. We all want to know exactly what is the difference in pay from a CNA over to a nurse. Now, a little backstory. I started as a nursing assistant on my unit, the same unit that I am now, but I started on that unit in 2013, and my starting pay was, I told you, I got receipts. I'm not going to show you all of it, but so my starting pay back in 2013 was $11.79. Now, just before I became a CNA, I was working at Lowe's and I was making somewhere around $10, and I believe minimum wage at this time was $9. I'm going to be honest with you, $11 to do CNA work is not that good of money, really, considering that you have to pay for your schooling and go through that, and you're only making $1 or $2 more above minimum wage. And I think it's fairly like what CNAs get paid now is very comparable to what minimum wage is. I think it's only $1 starting off, but that doesn't mean that you can't work your way up and kind of bounce around the system to get your nursing assistant pay up. In a 2-year span of working as a CNA on my unit, my pay overall went up from $11.79 to $13.01. So I did get a pay raise at some point in there. We did get a bonus at one point in those 2 years, and then there was a year that we didn't get a pay raise. So it went up just a little bit. And of course I said you can bounce around, which is really how you're going to get your CNA pay up. So in 2015, my last CNA pay that I got was $13.01. And when I started on the unit, on my unit that I'm still on now, I was getting paid $25 an hour. Pretty much my pay from a CNA to a nurse almost doubled, but when I started as a nurse also, I worked nights. So on nights you get an extra 18% on your pay, so you can do the math on that. So at this point I was getting paid well over double of what I was making as a nursing assistant. Now, $25 was back in 2016. I have talked to my managers and tried to figure out what it is that they pay new grad nurses with no experience, straight out of school, right onto the unit. It is greater than 25, but she told me that she wasn't sure of the actual number. $13 to $25 may not seem like that much of a difference, but let me take you back to where I was at this time. When I was getting that $13 an hour, I was working part-time on my nursing unit. I was in school, and so that means I was working Saturdays and Sundays, and occasionally an additional day, but not very often. So where I said the hourly difference between the $13 we'll just call it, and the $25 didn't fully double unless I counted my night differential. If you look at my projected year salary based off of both of these, going from part-time CNA to a full-time nurse, my salary definitely well over doubled. As a CNA, I was making $16,348, and then my nursing pay working full-time was $46,000. You might be thinking, dang, going from $11 to $13 as a CNA and then only going up to $25 may not be that big of a difference, but let's talk about it like this. I didn't bounce around the system to get my pay up in any of these fields. As a CNA, I started on my unit, and they really just got me into my program faster, so I stayed with them. If you got a new job as a CNA, left and went to another facility, another hospital, nursing home, something like that, you could get a pay increase like that greater than probably what I had gotten. But you can also get a pay increase if you work weekends at hospitals. I know we pay an extra 10%, so if you schedule yourself on weekends, that increases your pay. And then if you go to night shift, if you do night shift differential at my hospital, at least I think it's from 17 to 18% extra. So I have a friend who was a CNA. He's not a CNA anymore because he went and got his RN. But he was a CNA. He was actually making around $22 an hour as a nursing assistant. And so his jump to new grad pay, where they started him off at 26 or something like that, wasn't that big of a jump. But then he was working nights as a CNA, and then he started working nights as a nurse. But still, that jump wasn't as drastic as it was for me. Now these numbers are kind of old, I mean actually really old, and a little irrelevant, but still somewhat relevant because the way the pay increases staying on the same unit and working from a new grad nursing assistant to a new grad nurse, it can kind of give you just a thought process of what it actually entails. This video, take it for a grain of salt, it's just to kind of get a general idea. Like I was saying, I'm not showing off clearly because I didn't make really much money at all, but it's kind of just give you a little example of what your pay can go from as a CNA to a nurse. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you want to see more nursing money videos. They're kind of interesting to do and fun to talk about because a lot of people don't like to get into that topic. A lot of people would be scared here. A lot of people. If you want to check out one of my other nursing related videos, you can look at them right here. I can't talk today. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.